Now, your Big 2 Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist John Mayer. He warns you.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, here's the storms that we're still keeping an eye on. Again, the main focus centered around Reeves County, heading up towards southeastern New Mexico. Higher elevations, that's where we're seeing the rainfall. The basin, not so much. And really, most of the state looking pretty dry out there. There are still a few pockets of rain, especially off to the far east. This is where we're pulling in some of these storms out around Dallas. But for the most part, the dry weather is starting to settle in. The clear skies, all that sunshine, the humidity is just dropping off completely. We're down into the 20s, and this dry air is going to continue to stick with us over the next couple of days. So are we completely out of the woods when it comes to rain chances? Not necessarily. It all depends on where you're situated. More clouds tomorrow morning, and then we do get a couple little blips of rainfall. Again, higher elevations, Guadalupe Mountains, Davis Mountains, all off to the west. That's where we see that next chance for rain tomorrow afternoon, again Saturday afternoon. But here in the basin, not so much. Down towards the Trans-Pecos, looking pretty clear and dry. We get some storms off to the east as well, but not that widespread activity that we had day after day after day that went clear through the weekend and into the start of the week. But here's the good news. Things are looking a lot better than they had been here in the basin. We're continuing to see this drought starting to fizzle out, especially down into the Trans-Pecos, but even into the eastern basin, the area where we had that extreme drought up towards Howard County, Glasscock County, that has begun to shrink for us thanks to that rainfall that we've seen over the past week or so. Unfortunately, it's the other story off to the west. We're starting to get some more of that moderate drought, that light tan creeping back in through southeastern New Mexico into parts of the Davis Mountains, Guadalupe Mountains. So it's a bit of a mixed bag out there. Long story short, could still use some more rainfall, and unfortunately just does not look like that's going to be the case. Instead, it's more heat out there. Back into the mid-90s all along I-20, 95 Big Spring, 96 Odessa, Midland, Wink, 96 down into the Big Bend, 95 in Presidio. Starting to see those numbers creeping up slowly but surely, and we're definitely not stopping anytime soon. 96 today. We'll go ahead and replace that with 97 tomorrow, but it's that slow and steady increase that we have over the next handful of days that'll eventually lead to some near triple-digit highs, and it's a big reason why. All these winds coming in out of the south, all of these arrows bringing in some more of that heat, all that wind coming out of the south, staying pretty steady, 10 to 15 miles per hour, certainly playing a role in that heat that we're seeing out there right now. But big picture should be looking fairly calm by the weekend, but also pretty hot out there as we keep that sunshine going. Into tomorrow morning, temperatures that barely drop out of the 80s into parts of the Trans-Pecos. Certainly a warm start to our Friday, and then an even hotter afternoon as these numbers continue to climb slow and steady over the next few days. 97 in Andrews, 96 Big Spring and Gale, a few more 97s along I-20, Midland, Odessa, Monahans, Barstow, 98 in Grand Falls, down along I-10, some more of those mid to upper 90s, 97 Iran, 96 Sheffield and Dryden. Get a little bit of a break into parts of the Davis Mountains. That's our chance for some rainfall as well. Mid-80s, Fort Davis, Marfa, Valentine, Alpine, but there it is. First time in a while, triple-digit, big 100 degrees there in Presidio. And as we move through the rest of the forecast, it's just more of the same, and that means clear, sunny, dry and hot. By the weekend, we're pushing into the upper 90s, 98 on Sunday, 98 Monday, 99 on Tuesday, and then the sad news when I click the button. Here it comes, Wednesday. I had to bring it back. 100 degrees next Wednesday, 100 again on Thursday. Unfortunately, it's just bound to happen eventually, and it looks like next week is the time that we'll see widespread hundreds back into the forecast. A real good chance that we could see some isolated hundreds, though, over the next couple of days. You saw that Presidio tomorrow. We hit that 100-degree mark. So as we continue to warm up, Trans-Pecos, southern border, that's where we'll get those hundreds first. But rain, unless you're down towards Marfa and Alpine, Fort Davis, just not in the forecast. Dry, sunny, and hot.
Well, John, we knew the triples were coming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but to be frank, 99 doesn't feel much different than...
Yeah, we're splitting hairs at this point. It's hot.
It's hot.
We'll just leave it at that.
That's all we're saying. All right, John, thank you.